Welcome to the channel, and this is actually the last part of my decade build series. It's been pretty amazing. If you guys haven't seen the other parts of it, I'll provide a link down below so that you can get caught up. But basically I did all the way from the 1890s to the present day, which is this one. And it's been so great. I've had a lot of fun with it. I've learned a lot. I think that my building skills have improved because of this series. And, just because you're building different styles, different architectural ways of doing things. And I don't know, it's just been really great. And I've met a lot of people, new people through this series. And I can't thank you guys enough for supporting this series specifically because it's my most watched. And yeah, so just thank you guys for all your support and all your amazing comments. And yeah, it's been really cool. So this house, I'll talk a little bit about it. So I wanted to do like an industrial modern house, but with an eco twist, because I felt like in recent years, industrial modern has been one of those things that has just taken over as far as like architecture and interior design. I mean, I've seen it in like in retail, I've seen it in cafes, restaurants, so it's been everywhere, and I felt like that would be a pretty good representation of present times. And I also wanted to include the eco part of it because I feel like in recent years there's been more advancement in being more environmentally minded as far as like electric cars, and in the house being more environmentally friendly, being solar powered or energy efficient in the windows, in the electric consumption, in the water. And so that's why I really wanted to represent that in this build especially. So here in the carport, you'll see me put like a weird looking pipe system from Get to Work. And the idea for that was, I was kind of thinking, if this is an electric car, it would need a charger or like a charging station inside of the carport. So that was the idea for that, and I thought that would be kind of cool to include. So we'll just pretend that it's an electric car and everything. And I also wanted to do a green roof because they're awesome, and I think that they're really cool, especially as far as like being energy efficient and all that. And you probably would have seen that in the reference photos that I posted or that I included earlier in the video. There was a few, or maybe just one, but yeah, there was a few, or at least one that had a green roof that I really liked. I also wanted the landscaping to be pretty simple because I wanted it to kind of blend in with the environment, the lot that I put it in. This lot is actually in Windenburg. I believe it's where the Free Spirits townies live originally. They kind of have one of the best lots in Windenburg as far as views go, in my opinion. But it's just really nice. There's like a fishing pond, there's a waterfall in the back, and I don't know, I thought it was just really, really nice. I wanted to do this thing with the back. I've seen this before recently. It's pretty cool looking. It's where you have like a wall of glass, but it's a door really, because you can pull back the glass panes and they kind of fold over each other. And then you have the entire wall open to the backyard or your garden or whatever. And so I really wanted to include that, but what happens is it makes the lighting inside the room really weird. And I really wish that if you knocked down a wall that it wouldn't do that, but it does, unfortunately. So what I had to do was I left the shape of the folded glass panes just so it would give that idea what I was trying to go for. I did end up closing it off anyway, just so it wouldn't mess up the lighting inside. And on the side here is a pool. It's not the biggest pool ever, but I thought it would just be nice to kind of do a few laps or do some wading, and I wanted it to look very natural and just kind of a seamless part of the house. So over on the other side, I wanted to do a garden because since this is a eco house, I thought they would be sustainable and grow their own food. And under this little greenhouse arch. I haven't used it very often either, so I was pretty happy I could use it in this build. So this kitchen is one of my favorite kitchens I've done. It's not very big and it's not extremely open, but I think it fills in the space really well for what it is. Basically, I used a wall to kind of put the cabinets where I needed them to be. I had to do a little bit of moving around to get it right, but it ends up looking pretty cool because there's an open space that looks out into the dining room area from it, as you can see here. But I did have to change that one piece that I sized up. I think I took that out because it wasn't looking good from the back. It has like those brackets in the back, so I just decided to take that out. And I believe, I added a table to the counters because I noticed in a lot of current interior design trends, they have like a bar table that's connected to the counter, and then you have bar stools. So it's just kind of like a space-saving type of thing. But I think it looks kind of cool. And I believe I changed this table to something else so I could have bar stools instead. There wasn't really any space for a living area downstairs, so I just have the kitchen and the dining room down here, as well as a little seating area outside in the pool, and then the living area, the bathroom, and the bedroom is upstairs. I also have a little nook, which you'll see later, for the study, which is connected to the living room area. So it's a pretty small house considering it's just a one-bedroom house. I imagined a developer of some kind living here, successful project manager or developer, which you'll see at the end in the machinima, which I normally do. But yeah, so I really liked how this came out. I think that it would be really fun to play in because it's pretty simple and it's easy to get around in. It is available on the gallery if you guys want to download it. My @name on there is IrrelephantSims. So now we're doing the master bedroom. Well, it's just one bedroom, so I don't know what it would be called really, but so I imagine that this entire house would be industrial modern, kind of minimal, not a lot of clutter anywhere. I did end up changing the where the space was knocked out on the second floor because what was happening was it was not considering it a room because the fence was messing it up, I think. But I ended up liking it better because you have the floor to ceiling on 2 floors of windows, so it brings in a lot of nice natural light to the rooms, and it's kind of a nice view if you were to look over, because you would see everything that's going on in the dining room area. So yeah, I think this house would be kind of a nice place to entertain a few friends or, colleagues from work or whatever. I feel like the guy who lives here is very business oriented. Maybe he's a young professional, or maybe he even owns his own business and has just kind of been successful at a young age. That's who I kind of imagine living here. I did take away the bathtub because there wasn't a lot of space in the bathroom for a whole lot. So, and plus I thought it was just kind of strange that the bathtub was like right in front of the window. So, I don't know, not very realistic to me anyway, not in that space. I did struggle with the rug and the furniture used in the living room area. I wasn't quite sure how it would all fit together, but ended up, working together in the end, I think. And the living room actually became one of my favorite rooms in the house. And I thought this was kind of cool. I wanted to do a little dressing area. Maybe he has his suits in the top part of this particular dresser and a shoe rack on the bottom with a mirror. Just before he goes out, he can check, make sure everything looks good. And as you can probably tell, I use this like bright green paint in the kitchen, as well as bringing it up to the second floor and wrapping around into the office area or the study nook. Because this particular green is actually Pantone color of the year for 2017. So I wanted to kind of represent that in a way. Plus, I don't really use green all that much in my builds. I tend to use a lot more neutral colors or like blues or grays. And it was just kind of fun to do something out of the ordinary for myself that represented the year. So yeah, I thought that actually turned out really nice. So I wanted to add some distressed brick, which you can see there in the room right behind the bed, because you can't have an industrial modern design without some distressed brick. I think it's like a required thing because every industrial modern like picture that I saw to reference, it had some type of concrete or distressed brick. So I thought that would be a must. And of course I have like the dark stained concrete flooring throughout the house, which I thought was really nice. And as you probably could tell, I haven't really talked about any current events or history because obviously, it's present time, so we know everything that's going on in the world and in the past few years. One thing I will say is, like, as someone who grew up in the 90s and early 2000s, the amount of technological advancement that has happened just within the last few years has been insane. And every few months, it seems, there's a new phone, there's a bigger, better computer, and I just can't imagine what it'll be like, in 10 years or so. So who knows what it'll be like. But I'm pretty optimistic about it because, if today is any indication of what it will be like in the future, I mean, it can only get better, and, here's to hoping. But next week, actually, so this video is technically the official end of the series, but I will probably have a surprise for you guys next week, so watch out for that. And of course, going back to the build, of course I had to put in some potted plants because, it's still a thing to have plants everywhere. Another thing I noticed is that as far as interiors go for recent times, I feel like people are a lot more mindful of space-saving furniture and shelving and things like that, just so you can get a little more out of your space and a little more storage without, cluttering your space. I think that's been more important to people as of recently, especially for those who live in a smaller a smaller apartment or smaller house, and you need all the space you can get. So that makes a lot of sense to me. So I wanted to kind of show that in this house as well, and some of the aspects that I've built, including, you know, this wardrobe here with shelving, and the office nook that I did in the living room with the longer table and the shelving above it, just so, you know, you can add more without sacrificing any added space, if that makes any sense. And I also wanted to use this like tree wallpaper that came with the Parenthood pack, because I feel like it's been kind of a trend recently to have like pattern wallpaper or murals in your home just as an accent wall. So yeah, I thought that was kind of cool. But anyways, guys, that's pretty much the build. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed the series as a whole. Thank you again so much for watching and supporting me. I'm just going to be doing a few extra touches outside, adding the garden and some more landscaping. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you guys next time. Bye, guys.
Try to breathe.